Trains. They're big, fast, powerful, and admired. But what about the fabled toy train of yesterday? Where do you even find one? Well, let's go to a place called Stockyard Express and ask the man who sells them.
My name is Clyde Lewis, and I've been in the train business for 28 years, and I am the owner of Stockyard Express, and I'm presently 70 years old and plan to continue marketing trains for quite a while. I had 3 4x8 layout boards for a layout in Cleveland, where I was born and raised, and I did play with Lionel trains in the fall and in the winter quite a bit. I did like them for a hobby. First got into train business was back in the 80s when we had a drought on the farm. That was real bad, and I was beside myself on the agricultural business, so I applied to an ad in the OGR magazine. That fella in there was looking for a fellow in different states to sell his box cars, and he took me on as a dealer, and my wife and I traveled with a rack in the back of the car to train shows and started selling his box cars, so my mind would totally get away from the severe drought that we had in the 80s, in 1988. And that's actually how I got started into the train business of selling trains. The store is located on an old dairy farm that's about 3 miles west of Oberlin on Plate Road. That's an Oberlin address, but it's in a remodeled tool shed, and we've got, we just added on about 1,600 new square footage for the train store for display, and the store that it's fastened to is 24 by 56, so it's a pretty good size building. Mostly we sell MTH trains. We do sell Lionel and Weaver, all O gauge. We don't participate in other gauges because we just don't have the room for them. We're a service center for MTH trains, and so that's primarily what we're into for marketing. MTH is Mike's Train House that started producing his own trains in 1993. He was a former designer for Lionel that he produced models for, and decided if he can produce what they wanted for them, he could try to start his own business for himself, and which he did, and hooked up with QSI Industries that put the sound into the models for the early QSIs and the Proto 1 sounds, and then he developed come into Proto 2, which come into the DCS sound systems, which you can control the engines through the DCS system, and he is going to have that developed into all gauges of his model trains, which he manufactures, which is HO, now S gauge, G gauge, and O gauge. You can run them with their transformers or the Lionel transformers just by conventional turning the engine on and off, or you can run them through MTH's DCS unit, which they've had on the market for a while, and you can control your trains that way. Lionel has a Odyssey control system for their trains, and they're going to develop an iPhone system where you can run them on your iPads or iPhones for the future. That'll probably be late 2014 when they develop that. No matter whose manufacturer they are, whether they're Lionel or MTH or K-Line or Third Rail, they all come from across the pond. They come from China. MTH's comes from China and Korea, and Lionel's also come from over there. That's all foreign imported products, whether it's the trains or the accessories. Track comes from across the pond. We do have some special run products that MTH does make for us, and they do make also, Weaver has made some custom run products for us. Primarily they're in the nickel plate road scheme is what we market mostly.
The Nickel Plate Road was headquartered in Cleveland, Ohio, at Terminal Tower. It was one of the most important lines in the nation, which is now part of Norfolk's own railroad. These NKP Alco PA passenger diesels are the latest and greatest products to hit the shelves from MTH.
Conductor's giving us the highball signal.
We also advertise our products in OGR magazine, and we do have a website which we have a lot of our products on there that they can check out. We don't have a website store, but they can check our products out and then call us. Mail order consists of quite a few states, and we have a little bit of foreign customers, Australia, and we do have a customer in Japan. We just finished our 4th annual open house, which we give the customers free hot dogs and hamburgers and drink for coming out and participating, and put things on sale for them and that, and we have a pretty good response to that every year. So we're planning on having it again for next year, be our 5th one. Most of the customers, majority of them are middle-aged. We do have a younger clientele in the market that are probably from 20 to the 30s, and then we probably jump to the 50s. Just that the younger customers don't have the money sources that the older ones do. Future in the business is probably pretty well at the top of the marketplace for me. Unless we would develop it a lot more online sales, then we would have a broader future for the marketplace. And that would be the next step that we would have to pursue for broadening the marketplace for the store. It is an active hobby, and there are quite a few people that are in it, and I think the hobby will be all right for the future. There's a lot of them in HO and S gauge and G gauge that do support that part of the hobby and that, but the O gauge market is what we're into, and it's okay. It's all right.
It turns out that toy trains still exist, and that they will be around for many years to come.